we doing?
We're making sauerkraut today.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna make a raw, fermented, naturally fermented sauerkraut. So this isn't like the kind of sauerkraut that you buy in a jar or a can at a grocery store. It's a natural fermenting process. Okay, but the thing with sauerkraut is that it has a multitude of probiotics that
bunch of
grow
nasty
inside
stuff
of it. But it's really good for your stomach.
Good.
You gotta know why you're doing these things.
Because you asked me to.
So I've got 2 heads of cabbage. That's all you need to start with. I have a green and I have a red, and you can do it with...
Purple.
It's purple, yeah. And then pull off a few of the outer leaves. These are tougher, and these are gonna go on the top of your sauerkraut to keep it from getting in the air. Now we gotta chop the cabbage. You can do it by hand with a big knife. I have a food processor, so I'm gonna use it because I am just that lazy. And I have it. You can use the grater blade, but I find that the slicer blade does a pretty good job with cabbage. Do you know how to chop a cabbage? Yeah, you just get through it. That's pretty good. So I'm boiling some water because I'm going to sterilize the jar that I'm going to put the cabbage in. You want to use glass, not metal, not plastic, some kind of glass. I mean ceramic or something is probably fine. If you don't know where your jar has been, kill off the bad bacteria. I'm just going to pour some boiling water right in here just to help sterilize it. So if you've got pieces that fit into the feeder, I mean, this is how you use our food processor.
You want me to do it?
Yep, go for it. Grating sauerkraut in the food processor is really quick and makes this whole process take far less time. Please cut the red cabbage too.
Okay.
It's like you're chopping wood.
Kind of what it is, isn't it?
Now Joe knows how to core cabbage.
Yes, this is true. Where will my new life lead? I don't know.
When you're done cutting or processing your cabbage, you should have a big huge bowl of shredded or grated cabbage. And we have both purple and or red and green.
It is purple. I mean, it looks purple. I don't know
It's
what they call
purple
it.
now. Just you wait. Be thin and shredded, and that's what we want. The chopping job is done, and now we just need to break it down. So we've got a huge bowl of shredded cabbage. After we're gonna put salt in it, we're gonna squish it up, and it's gonna reduce by about half. Ideally, we want to fit all or most of it into this mason jar, which is sterilized but very hot. So this going into here.
It's all gonna fit.
Not yet.
Eventually.
A tablespoon of salt. Sprinkle it over the cabbage. And then we're gonna reduce it by squishing it.
Massaging it.
Yeah, are your hands clean?
Like what? You gotta show me how.
So it's just a matter of trying to work the salt in. As you start to work the salt into the cabbage, it's going to soften and it's going to release its moisture. We're going to do this for about 5 minutes to 10 minutes until it's reduced like half, so it's like half the size that it is now.
Magic.
Alright, so we...
Mainly her.
Thank
It's
you.
cold.
I've been mushing it for about 5 minutes now, and you can see how much reduced in size the cabbage is, so it's much less than there was. So we're going to start packing it into this jar. I also have a funnel you can use if that's helpful to you that's got a wide mouth on the bottom, and stick it in the jar. I'm just going to start with a few handfuls just right into the base of the jar, and you want to pack it really, 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 really tight.
So let it be loose, is what you're saying.
No. So we're going to put that here, and we're going to keep pressing it down, and the water is going to come up over the cabbage leaf. It's a little messy. It's messy. So maybe do this in your sink.
Yeah, that's good for
Or
next time.
you also don't have to fill the jar quite as full, but I want to get this is the thing, I want to get as much in here as possible, and then we're going to do one more leaf on top. Okay, so I'm going to seal this.
You want all that water on top of it?
Yes! And then I'm going to just seal it up. Now, this is ideally, it's an airtight jar, but I'll tell you, I've made this before, and the juice will, as the cabbage starts to ferment, it will bubble, and the juice will start to come up out of the seal a little bit. So I'm going to put it inside another container so it doesn't get all over the counter. Here's what we've got. It's dark purple now. It's going to take, I usually give it 4 to 5 days to ferment.
Just out, sitting on the counter?
Sitting on a counter. Don't refrigerate it. To absorb any juices that leak out of
And
the
how
jar.
delicious does it smell while it's doing this?
It doesn't smell that great.
Some say if you don't go, then you won't know how to let go.
So here's what the sauerkraut looks like when it's done. It's been fermenting for about 5 days. It's very bright magenta. That's why I like using red cabbage, because it looks so pretty. So you can just open the mason jar. So then, and it smells really very ripe. Just take off these big leaves. Take both of them off the top. And these are just trash. These are protecting the rest of the sauerkraut, which we will eat. And you can probably also drain off the liquid that's at the top. And then, this is what it looks like. Woo! I love to put it on salads. You can even put it on sandwiches or mix it in with rice and beans, all sorts of different things. Or you can just eat it by itself.